recording. Hello everyone, we are back. We still got another 2 hours of stream left. So let's make some progress. We're already with the second character. I heard there's 3 characters in this one, but I don't know. It's this scene again. There's nothing new. Is it going to reverse what I did? Can I just like leave and farm and upgrade my character? Okay, no, the door's unlocked, so it didn't really reverse what I did. My HP's back to full and I got all my film back. Yeah. Okay. So we almost got enough to upgrade this, so... I don't really care too much about the range. Max value could be important. I think I'm going to upgrade you to level 4, and then you to level 1, and then I'll get you to level 5. I can just change the film like this. I'm an idiot. Okay. Oh look, and there's an item there. Wait, can I just farm herbal medicines by like leaving and coming back? Okay, hang on. I gotta check. Out of all the mainline DQ games, which was everyone's least favorite? Mine is between 2 and 6. Because I really like 6's music. I really like its the way it's like its appearance, and I like the job system in the first half of the game, as you all said. And I really like the post game boss, and that you can catch slimes and bring slimes with you. But at the same time, Dragon Quest II, its second half, or actually most of the game, I think, is stupidly difficult. Now, I'm not going to do that right now, but that's interesting that I can do that. The perfect 7 out of 10 game.
Over here.
Oh, the door's open now. You thought one was extremely dated? Well, 1987 game. Not surprising.
Here.
Only 500 point? You bag of shit. That still give me enough, though. The 50,000? Yeah, 50,000. Shit, I keep taking pictures with my camera on the wrong film setting. It's over here. I did the entire map? Oh, that's weird. Wait. This is the mansion asleep. This is the area that Ray couldn't get into. Interesting. Okay. Is there gonna be a ghost that's gonna try to murder me over here? I'll take it. I mean, you know, it plays exactly like I would expect a game that came out in 1987 to play. Right? That's right, I caught you. Not invisible. See you hanging out under there. Hey, no, Trev, I agree with your reasoning. Absolutely. 4 was easily a 9 out of 10. In my opinion, 5 is one of the few games you would honestly give an 11 out of 10. 5 was so good. I understand not a lot of people like the monster catching aspect of 5, but your character is a monster tamer. I like that they did something different for your hero. A scarlet colored cloth hangs down from the drawer of chest. Doesn't seem to be anything inside. Was there anything in any of these, though? There's nothing in the drawers. No. I think there was something back here. Not anymore, though. Interesting. Doesn't seem to have anything of value. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, its job system was phenomenal. Dragon Quest XI would have been your game of the year if not for Data Boy. I ranked it higher than Data Boy, though I did enjoy Data Boy. Horizon Zero Dawn is also another game that I absolutely adore. Job system was good but can't save DQ6. I mean, that's fair. If you're not, if you didn't enjoy it that much, like, the job system won't save it. And the story is easily the weakest part of Dragon Quest VI. Hey, more herbal medicine, thanks. How do I get in there? There's something glowing in there and I want it. I don't think there's a way in. Because for some reason my character can't run through sheets. These are the stiffest sheets I've ever seen. Stiffer than the sheets you'd find in a 12-year-old boy's room. It was pretty epic when the Thunderbolts assaulted the castle. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain that's a fair comparison given how fantastic I consider 5 story to be. I mean, you're going to be hit or miss on some stories, right? So, some people don't consider 5 story to be all that great. I disagree, obviously. Yeah, Dragon Quest V, 6 brought you Trife getting lost for days. The bookcase is full of old books. I tried looking into them, but the writing is smudged from the damp, and I can't read what it says. There's lots of books up here. Hold on. In one of the books is an illustration of some kind of aesthetic. His body covered in what looks like a tattoo. On the next page is a picture showing the aesthetic being swallowed up by a snake. Maybe this is a book illustrating local myths or folktales or something? Days, you mean a month. It took me a month to find that damn fashion show. Toon Junk! Ah, Trife, you're too late. 6 is so ugly. There's a large bookcase packed with the old books. The books are full of... Okay. Now illegible from the damp. You didn't know you had unlocked All Trades Abbey? Really? On the bookcase is an illustration of some local folk or custom tradition. It seems to be a ceremony honoring a local god, but I can't make out exactly what's going on. That's how I feel playing Dragon Quest 10. Most of the books in the bookcase are illegible now, but I can make out a few words. Peeling, Surrendering of the Flesh, Shrine Maiden. The paper is turned to shreds and I can't read anything. The books in the bookcase are faded and covered in dust. The paper is turned to shreds and I can't read anything. There's a small space at the back of the low bookcase, and I can see a ladder leading up. I tried pushing the bookcase, but it's too heavy. Probably only a man could move it. Yeah. Thanks, game. Is that an indication that we're going to have a third male character? Are we going to play as a male for the first time? That is your fault, Astral. I'm still puzzled on how you missed that. No, the game didn't tell me. Yes, never admit that to anyone else in the DQ community. You're lying. You're all liars. Why does she wave her arm like that when she's going downstairs? I don't understand. Give me those sweet, sweet play. Okay, hang on, guys. I do gotta go back upstairs. I'm sorry. But I'm wondering if there's some way for me to drop down into the center. Is that where the ladder leads down, maybe? The ladder goes up. Okay. Huh. Okay, so I guess there's no way down there. Or at least yet. I can't hear you, I'm sleeping. After beating dude, it says the tax altered Abby's has been unlocked. It's true. Alright, where are we now? Oh.
Save the two.
The two. Oh, well, there you go. That was unexpected. Was that Miku's dream? But why? It seems Miku's having the same dream too. Kind of. There's a camera obscura on the desk. You can save now. So guys, your thoughts on Fatal Frame 3? Compared to the other two, what do you guys think? I'm actually really liking it. In the Meadow Graze is the courtyard inside the manor. In the ruins of an old castle, the bones of people thought to have worked on the construction were found under a mound. Shrine carpenters were buried alive as sacrifices. Did the same thing happen here too? The abandoned house. Miku tells me the house I went to is famous for being haunted. They say it's a place where people can meet the dead, and that the dead lure people into the other world. Okay, Astral. The words have stayed in my mind. What if you is there inside the manor calling out to me? What will I do? Dude, guys, I really like how you guys use the emotes from my channel. Wintry worked really hard on those. Sacred rope was hung along the narrow corridor behind the door where I heard the moaning, and the walls were covered in black human-shaped stains. There was a similar stain left behind after Yoshino Takigawa went missing. I read in one of the papers about mummified bodies being discovered behind the same kinds of stain. Inside the manor of the courtyard, surrounded by a corridor, was a tree wrapped with sacred rope. Around it stood straw dolls skewered on stakes. According to an old book on folklore practice, belonged to an old folk cult. The dolls stood in the border between the mountains, divine, and the village, human, functioning as protective deities or amulets. What is there in that courtyard beyond that door? Am I being sarcastic? No, I do like how you guys use them. I once said that it was my dream to go into a random channel and see my emotes being used, and that happened when I went into Square Enix Bravely Default channel. Juba was using my slime emote. The house in Miku's dream is different from the one I've been seeing. The corridor is hung with rope, the blood altar, the woman torn apart. Miku has a memory of these things. Is the place somehow connected to Miku and her memories of her brother? Okay. She's always been so cheerful and strong and strong. She's always been so cheerful and strong. What happened to her in the past? Is she still wounded by what happened, just like me? She's always been so cheerful and strong. You used to sleep on other channels? One day I will randomly find you in a channel and see it. Written in Kei's letter was the name of Miku's brother, Mafuyu. He was a friend of Kei and Yu who disappeared while on the trail of a missing writer named Jinsei Takamine. People say he was spirited away. I knew Miku had lost a relative, but I thought he had died. She never spoke about her brother. That photo, is Miku still longing for the brother she lost? Astral survived. He sold you out. Begging for help. The girl who called Miku back when she tried to leave her dream. Your brother's here, she said in a sad, mournful voice. Miku was stunned by what she heard. The mother and child who appeared in my dream in old-fashioned kimonos. The daughter dropped a scrap of paper. On it was an apology she had written to her mother. The child's father went to fetch her ball when... She must have felt responsible for what happened. The girl who appeared in my daydream at the deserted house I visited on that photography assignment. In the dream manner, they were in the room with the red dolls, where the red dolls were nailed to the wall. Who or what could they be? If the manner I saw that day was the one I dream about, and the one I heard about from Miku, does that mean they are carrying out some kind of ceremony there? Impaling people? Why can't the girl go fetch her own ball? Because it went across the street. Would you send your child across the street? A scholar of the occult who lived in the second half of the 19th century. His research, known as mystical science, attempted to use new Western technology to explain old Japanese folk beliefs and traditions about the other world. After completing his camera obscura, capable of capturing images of the other world, he made a projector using the same technology. Using this, he was able to play back supernatural images recorded on film that could not have been seen on conventional equipment. That is how they learn to not run into the street. An old camera called the camera obscura. It was designed by a man with the same surname as you, Asuo. The photograph images of spirits and ghosts. But what was the camera doing inside the manor? The old projector from the house I saw in my dream. It was developed. That's kind of interesting that his last name is Kunihiko. It was developed by Kunihiko Asuo, who lived in the second half of the 19th century. It uses the technology of the camera obscura to show supernatural images from another plane that can't be played on normal equipment. Yeah, okay. Alright. Also, it builds their resilience. Haven't you played Digimon? It's the same world, it's the same concept. Dude, I really want to play the first Digimon world again. I missed that game. I don't think I ever beat the first Digimon world. I remember getting a lot of Numamons and them shitting all over the place, though. I don't think I ever beat the second Digimon game either. Windreek, we're back in the house. Let's see if there's gonna be ghosts. There's a cat. I don't see Miku anywhere. She's always awake by now, but maybe she's still in her room? I finally beat the game when I got an ISO file for your PSP, but many attempts on the PS1 led to failure. Oh no. There's a letter on the kitchen counter. It looks like it's from Kei. Miku must have brought it in and left it here. Dear you, Have you listened to the 3 tapes I sent before? I'd like you to listen to them before you read the rest. Maybe you won't believe it, but I've had the manner of sleep dream. First, I thought I was just thinking about the manner too much, but after listening to those tapes and to Mio, I'm displaying the same symptoms. In the dream, I'm in a snowy manor. I don't remember it well, but it resembles the house I got the camera obscura from. I get a bad sense from the manor, and just like the testimonies, the only difference is I was pursuing Mio in the manor, and Mio wasn't dead. If the urban legend of the manor of sleep is true, and I can wake Mio from her dream, maybe I can save her. Even if it makes little sense, I feel I'm getting closer to the truth. 3 cassettes? Maybe they are in used room somewhere. Don't do it to yourself. You'll have to go to the hospital finishing Digimon World 2. Maybe if I ever stream Digimon World 2, I'll just cheat. That game's too long. Sorry guys, I'm ghost hunting right now. I have a feeling eventually we're gonna get ghosts in the bathroom. You know, I just realized there's a gray trunk over there. I never looked at you. A clothes chest that Miku brought with her from home. Inside are Miku's kimonos and the funeral mourning that I have worn just months. Alright. No ghosts. Long, which Digimon games have you played? I remember Digimon World DS. Digimon World DS and Digimon World Dawn and Dusk are probably one of, if not the best Digimon games I've played. He either thinks they're bad or just okay. I mean, they're different sorts of games. The Digimon World games aren't great. I love Cyber Sleuth. Cyber Sleuth 2 was good. So I disagree with that statement. Digimon World 3 was fantastic for its time. It just needs to be sped up. Because right now, Digimon's biggest issue is that it's so... Digimon World 3 is so slow. You hit a Digimon, it bounces 10 times and then lands on the ground. In the desk drawer, there's a thick envelope. It is from Kei Amakura. Perhaps this is the cassette tape from the letter. Dear you, I got a tape on the manner of sleep urban legend from the source at the hospital. A psychiatrist had recorded the medical condition of a patient. There's a lot of background noise as it was originally recorded on a gramophone, but the content is great. It's not quite anthropology, but I think you'll be interested too. It's a lot to ask, but I'd like you to find out about legends or cases of missing people similar to this one. It seems the cassette tape in the envelope was on the manner of sleep medical cases after all. Seems as though there is one more old tape. Okay. Let's go listen to these, shall we? Yeah, I'm really liking the world building this game is doing compared to the other two. The other two just felt like I was in a survival horror setting trying to get through and figure out the story, which is fine. It works, and I liked it. But this has that plus the survival stuff here.
Yes, that dream. I dreamt of the manor. Yes. Yes, my name is Sarazawa. It's the same manor. It's a big and quiet manor. It was a very cold night. It was snowing, and then the roof collapsed, and the snow started coming in. Um, a song? It sounds like some sort of a nursemaid song. The child kept stabbing at the doll. When I came to, it always hurt. There was always pain. Here, can't you see it? Look, it's right here. It's true. It kept spreading.
She should put that child in the garbage. We were just chatting it up about DQ. We were. Windtreak's disappeared on us, though. That's kind of bad. She needs to be here and chat with you guys.
Huh? How many times do I have to explain it? It was a manor, and it was snowing. There was blood. Lots of people, they collapsed all over. In the hallway, in the room, everywhere. Yes, it was a man in white clothes, but he had no face. There was a hatchet and blood on the walls. I always ran as hard as I could. So far. Lots of hands came out of the walls. But when I came to, somehow I was the one chasing the man. That's right. That woman. Yesterday she touched me. It was painfully cold. Even when I woke up, my body was like ice. This tattoo.
Oh, the tattoo. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, guys, I'm genuinely curious. What do you guys think of this one so far? Do you prefer the setup where they have it just you going through the survival horror section of the game, like the first one where you're just in that manor and that's it, or the second one when you're in that village and that's it? Or do you like this where they have you kind of jumping back and forth between the real world and that, and they give you information and story, world building stuff? Why are you in here just sitting on the...
Miko? Ray, I'm sorry. I don't feel so well. I couldn't sleep.
I think you're thinking of Silent Hill, Trey. Silent Hill Origins. Miku? Oh, Ray, I don't feel so well today. I didn't sleep so well. Miku, did something happen yesterday? I just had a strange dream, that's all. Please, don't worry about me. By the way, a letter came for you this morning. I left it in the kitchen. Thanks. Get some rest today. And then there's this. A photo of Kei. Kei Amakura. Isn't this him? Where did you find this photo? Yesterday, looking through my brother's albums. My brother worked on the same editing team as you for a while. I thought there might be a photo of him left over from those days. I see. Thank you. On the back of the photo is written Kei Amakura, recent photo of author. Alright. It is time to be asleep. We're going to save our game and then we're going to go check the house for ghosts. Actually, I'll just check in here for ghosts first. My clothes are crammed carelessly into the closet. Somehow still more organized than my closet. What's my opinion on that? And it's considered one of the worst Final Fantasy games for Final Fantasy 2. I think that's warranted. I think overall it probably is the worst Final Fantasy 2 games. Final Fantasy games. It's just riddled with bugs. For example, the infamous Ultima bug. The leveling system just wasn't good because they just didn't have the technology to execute it properly at the time, I think. I think if they remade it and rethought it out nowadays, it probably would have turned out better. But I think credit should be given to Square Enix for it because they tried something new. And while it didn't work, it gave us a new experience. And that's something people tend to ignore when they look at stuff like that. Is that they just look at the fact that it wasn't a great game, or that it didn't turn out well. And while all those things may be true, it is also true that they wouldn't know if it wouldn't work if they didn't try. So I often find people focus on the wrong thing. Can I see her? Pretty sure I can see her underwear through her outfit here. Yeah. Interesting. It's kind of interesting how we have we're playing as Rei, but we have parts with Miku. Speaking of that Cleaver dude, we've run into him before. He's an asshole. Thoughts on Final Fantasy 3? Final Fantasy 3 went back to what they did with Final Fantasy 1, which was a smart idea. But it took the job system from 1, which technically, yes, there is a job system in Final Fantasy 1. It's just not as refined as what you'd find in Final Fantasy 3. But it took the job system from 1 and turned it into Overdrive and gave you a pretty decent story for the NES. It's not as bare bones as the first game, but then again, it's not as fleshed out as Final Fantasy 4. Now, I didn't get to play Final Fantasy 3 like most people my age, because they never released it over here for some reason. So I ended up having to play a fan-translated copy, and I absolutely loved the NES version. It was really hard, though. Like, the final area, you get no save points once you enter Circus Tower. You still prefer 1 over it? It's hard to say. If we're going remakes, I prefer 3 over the original. But if it's the originals, I prefer 1 over 3. Just that nostalgia factor and everything works so well for 1. Oh, is this a new character? Are we going to get to play as Mafuyu? Okay. Hour 4, Vanishing. Okay, how long is this game? Instruction for special action hide added to the file. Making use of blind spots, K can hide from vengeful ghosts. By pushing the circle button, you can crouch to hide. K's filament has a special response to vengeful ghosts. When a vengeful ghost finds him, the filament turns red. When the ghost loses sight of K, it turns blue. By escaping into their blind spots, you can evade ghosts, but there are some ghosts that will pursue you anywhere. Oh, this is gonna be fucking hard. Alright, I already don't like this section. Alright, let's map this out. So, we go over there, stairs.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is the village from the second game. Ah, Crimson Butterflies, yes. Ah, the door's locked. Could Mio be on the other side of this door? The lock is engraved with butterfly. You think Mario RPG had the best story of any SNES game? Giant sword stabs your castle, makes you homeless. And then he just stares at you from across the giant cliff. Mario RPG was really good. Like, it's hard to think that anybody could argue that. Fixing Dark Cloud not to be a cheap piece was the best decision they ever made. Agreed. Uh, There's an old book in front of the Kodo. Purple Diary. How many days has it been? How many months? How many years since that day? Since they called for the Warrior of Light. Weary wanderer. No more life left to live. No more fight left to fight. Sorry, gone into FF14 mode. Many outsiders have been brought here, but none of them are like him. He said my hair was beautiful, but no matter how much I arrange it, he'll probably never know how I feel. All I can do is comb my hair and wait for him. That way, when he comes back with his camera, he'll take my picture again. There's an old Kodo on the floor. The mirror on the stand is shattered into tiny pieces. Arranged among the fragments is a hairpin engraved with holly. Reflects the pin. A black clump of something is stuck to the wall behind the mirror stand. That's hair. I'm going to reset the recording here.